Good morning, everybody. Last time, if you remember, we start talking about thesis statement, the qualities of a thesis statement, the qualities of a successful thesis statement. And if you remember last time, we talked about the types of the thesis statement, and we said that a thesis statement serves a different purpose. Each thesis statement serves a different purpose. It could be analysis, could be explanation, contrast, cause and effect, if you remember last time, a process, offering a solution, classification, advantages, disadvantages. If you remember last time, we said that this thesis, when we use this kind of thesis, we are talking about argumentative essay. And inshallah, we are going to talk about the argumentative essay, how to write the argumentative essay, the structure of the argumentative essay, and how to write a successful essay about a debatable issue or argumentative issue. Also, we start talking last time about the qualities of a good thesis statement. We said that you should write a statement, not an announcement. That means don't write the subject of this paper, the purpose of this paper, the idea of this paper. In my opinion, this paper will blah blah blah. I think the paper will. Don't use words like these. Don't say I want to talk about. Don't say the concern of this essay will be blah blah blah. Don't say that. Don't say that. Okay? So these are announcements. These are announcements rather than sentences. Now, my parents each struggled with personal demons. Here, this is an effective thesis statement. The recent crime wave in our society has several apparent causes. Again, this is a good thesis statement. The baby boom generation has changed American society in key ways. Again, this is a good thesis statement. Also, we said that your thesis statement should not be too broad and should not be too specific. It should not be too specific. For example, I failed. Now we are going to talk about this topic. Now I failed the biology exam. So what? This is a very specific thesis statement. Everyone will say, so what, right? Look at broad thesis statement here. Disease has shaped human society. In the mid-1980s, AIDS changed people's attitudes about dating, for example. Now we make it somehow specific. Also, we said that you should make sure your statement will develop one idea rather than two ideas or more than one idea, because your essay should be unified. You are going to talk about one unit. Sorry, you are going to talk about one idea in the essay, and as a result, you have to make sure that your thesis statement has only one idea, one topic, and you have three main supporting details in order to support the main idea. Now, the last thing I stopped talking about was the exercises. We stopped here last time. We have 4 sentences, and these sentences are somehow narrow, too narrow. Revise one of the 2 narrow statements and one of the 2 broad statements to make them each an effective thesis statement. Now, if you look at the first one here, the way our society treats elderly people is unbelievable. This is too broad statement, right? This is a too broad statement. I'd like you to rewrite this sentence to make it a specific thesis statement. What do you suggest? I'd like to hear your contribution. Are you following me? Are you following me? I know, yes. The first is too broad. And we'd like to narrow it down. The way our society, you know, it's too broad. We have to make it, we should narrow down the topic. What should we say instead of that? Think.
Maybe like the treatment of the elderly has decreased with the new generation.
Again, it's still too broad. You know, because we have to specify, Hiba. We have to make it specific. What society are you talking about? The elderly society treats elderly people disrespectfully. Where is that, Yaqeen? You have to make it somehow narrow, more specific. The elderly are being mistreated by the society. Old age homes should be well equipped for the elderly. Yeah, yeah. In our city, yeah. Ashraf, good. This is a good one. Old age homes should be well equipped for the elderly in our country. Yeah, yeah, excellent. Excellent, Ashraf. Yeah. What else? Think. Okay, I'd like to think of other alternatives for this point. How about the second one? Look at the second sentence. Enrollment at Freestone State College increased by 10%. Is this too narrow or too broad? Yeah, this is too narrow. Excellent. That how to make it specific or not too general, not too specific. There are many reasons why people should consider enrolling at Freestone. Yeah, excellent. Excellent, Yasin. Yeah. A very good attempt. Yeah. What else? How about Freestone State College facilitates the enrollment process? Again, this is a good topic, right? Because how the college has facilitated the enrollment process. Yeah. How about the third one? California has much to offer the tourist. Is it too narrow or too broad? What do you think? It's too broad, Yasil. California has much to offer. Is a too broad, narrow. Sorry, a too broad topic. Now, we'd like to make it, let's say, more specific. What can we say? Think. California has much to offer. Has much to offer. Much, that means too many things. We are talking about too many things. We'd like to make it too specific. There are several things, Sheikh. There are many tower sites a tourist can find in California. Yeah, excellent. Yes, Abdulaziz. Yeah, good. 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 Excellent. Yeah, what else? I need another attempt. California has several attractive sites for tourists. Sheikh, there are many tour sites that California can offer. This is incomplete sentence here, Dua. This is incomplete sentence. Yeah, you should rewrite it again. How about the last one? I failed my biology course. Is this a good thesis statement? Is it narrow or broad? Is it narrow or broad? It is very narrow or too narrow. Yes, it's too narrow. Yeah. So we'd like to rewrite it to make it an effective or successful thesis statement. What can we say here? What can we say here? Several factors has led to my failure in biology course. Yeah, could be. Yeah, several factors have led to my failure in biology course. Yeah, good. Biology is a hard course to pass because of the sheer amount of work required. But yeah, Hiba, this is it's somehow specific. Failing a course can affect a student in several ways. Yeah, this one is good, yeah, Hiba. Yeah, Asil, sorry. Asil, excellent. We can say, for example, the hardest course I have studied was biology. The hardest course I have studied is biology. Or the worst course I have studied is biology. And you can start talking or explaining the reasons why it is the hardest course, or why it is the most difficult course, or why it is the worst course. Yep. Yeah, think, please, I'd like you to think of topics like these. In the exam, inshallah, you will have two tasks. I will give you sentences like these, and I'll ask you to rewrite them. This is one of the questions. This is the types of the questions that you may have in the midterm exam. I'll give you sentences like these, and I'll ask you to decide. And by the way, these sentences are too narrow or too broad, and you are going to rewrite them in order to make them acceptable or successful. Now, the first step last time, if you remember, we said that you should write a successful and clearly stated thesis statement. Number two, or the second step, the step or that follows selecting or writing the thesis statement is to support the thesis statement with specific reasons or details. Okay, you have a thesis statement now. You have to think of details in order to support your thesis. Going to the movies, do you remember this example? Going to the movies offers some real problems. This can be supported by the following sentences: inconvenience of going out, tempting snacks, and other moviegoers. So here we have three main ideas. Three main ideas to support the first one. Sorry, to support the thesis statement. Now, I have an exercise here on page, you can find this on your book, on page 96. By the way, I uploaded the book, the textbook for you. Also, I uploaded this chapter 2 for you as a PDF, and I uploaded also this presentation. You can find it on Blackboard. You can download it from there. Now, this is an exercise. The first day on a new job can be nerve-wracking. This is the thesis statement. Now, the supporting details: meeting new people, finding your way around a new place. What else? Give me another point. Now, the first day of getting a new job can be nerve-wracking. How? You have 2 points: meeting new people, finding your way around a new place. Number 3. Give me suggestions. I'm waiting for your contribution. Now, imagine you get a job. The first day you go to your job will be nerve-wracking. That means you will be stressed, There will be a lot of pressures on you. You are going to a new job. You don't know your colleagues at work. You don't know the regulations and the laws of the job. You don't know the place, if it is convenient or not, right? There are so many. My question, Yasara, is, this is a thesis statement. The first day on a new job can be nerve-wracking and you will be so stressed, right? Why? Because you will, A, you will meet new people. B, you'll find your way around a new place. What else? I need the third point. Yeah, being aware, you can say, being aware of the regulations of the work, regulations and the laws of the work. Yeah, I have to make a good impression. لا هي هذه يقين يعني you can add it here under meeting new people. Under meeting new people. But being aware, yeah, you can say, yeah, fitting into the company culture, yeah, good. Again, you can add this ya dua and under meeting new people. Yes, being aware of the regulations and laws of the company. Yeah, trying to track your workload. Yes, yeah, acceptable, Sarah. Yes, working around a new routine. Yes, yes. Yeah, there are so many ideas, by the way, so many ideas. Now, if we look at sentence number 2, my stepmother has 3 qualities I admire: patience, thoughtfulness. What else? Honesty. Excellent. What else? Dedication, مثلا. Helping, caring. Yeah, there are so many. So many. Easy, huh? Reliable, مثلا. She's a reliable woman, for example. Loving, caring. Yes, affectionate. Yeah, there are so many. Trustworthy. Yeah. My summer job on a landscaping crew had several advantages. Learned how to follow directions. Great people to work for. What else? My summer job had several advantages on a landscaping crew. Learn to be independent. Excellent. Yeah. Save some money. New experiences. Yeah. Excellent. Become more disciplined and punctual. Yeah. Yep. 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 Yeah. That's good. Now, evaluating a thesis statement. Again, you may have some kinds of questions and questions like these in the exam. Learned how to track my time. Yeah, that's right. Yes. Now, look at these 2 sentences here, and you should evaluate them. Which one is effective or a successful thesis statement, and which one is ineffective thesis statement? Do you remember when we say that your thesis statement should be a statement rather than an advertisement? Look at the 2 sentences here. I want to discuss what it means to be a good citizen. I want to discuss, if you remember last time we said this is ineffective. Why? Because it is an advertisement, right? This is not an ineffective thesis statement. The second one, being a good citizen, means becoming informed about important social environment. This is an announcement here. Announcement. I'm sorry. I said that advertisement. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for that. Being a good citizen means becoming informed about important social, environmental, and political issues. Yeah. So B is the effective thesis statement. How about number 2? I made several mistakes in the process of trying to win the respect and affection of my teenage stepson. My thesis in this paper is relationships between step-parents and stepchildren. Yeah, B is an announcement. A is an effective thesis statement. Yep. Number 3. Stressful teamwork requires focusing on the group's goal, not your own. This paper explains how to work well in a team. A is effective. B is an announcement. This paper will be about sharing housework. This is what? Number 4. A is effective or an announcement? Ineffective. Announcement. Deciding who will perform certain unpleasant house chores can be the crisis that makes breaks or a marriage. Yeah. So this is the effective thesis statement. Now we have an exercise here: narrow thesis versus effective thesis. Narrow, effective. I had squash, tomatoes, and corn in my garden last summer. Is this a narrow or effective? This is narrow. How about number 2? Vegetable gardening can be a frustrating hobby. Effective, yes, because you have to tell the reasons behind why it is a frustrating hobby. Sometimes it needs a lot of work, a lot of fertilizers. It costs you a lot of money because you have to buy some medicines in order to kill insects that may spoil your vegetables and so on. Yeah, it takes a lot of time, plus it costs you heaps of money, right? So B is more effective. The main road into our town is lined with billboards. For several reasons, billboards should be up. A is narrow. B is an effective thesis statement, because A is the answer will be, anyone will hear this sentence will say, so what? Right? So what? The addition of 50-seat computer lab at our college has made it possible to expand the computer science, mathematics, and English curricula. B, our college just added a 50-seat computer lab. A is, which one is effective? A is effective, yes, and B, yeah, it is so narrow. Americans are living longer than before because of better diets, a cleaner environment, and advanced medical care. So directly you can say this is effective, right? The average American can now expect to live longer than before. If you look at which one is more effective than the other? Americans are living longer than before because of their better diets, a cleaner environment, and an advanced medical care. The second one, the average American can expect to live longer than before. This is narrow. Average American. It's too narrow, right? But the first one here, we are talking about Americans in general. And we are providing, or the sentence is providing 3 reasons why Americans are living longer than before. Better diets, what are they? Cleaner environment, how? And advanced medical care. Yes. Yeah, another exercise here. One idea versus 2 ideas. Look at this exercise here. A, working with old people changed my stereotypical ideas about the elderly. B, my life has moved in new directions since the rewarding job I had working with older people last summer. Which sentence has one idea? Which sentence has two ideas? Hmm. How about the first one? How many ideas do we have? The first one has one idea, and B has two ideas. What are these two ideas? My the rewarding job I had working with elderly job. This is another idea. So we have two ideas here. So this is not an effective thesis statement. The first one has one idea only. Number two, the new architecture on this campus is very unpleasant, although the expansion was desperately needed. Our new college library building is ugly, intimidating, and inefficient. Hmm. B has one idea, right? A has two ideas. The new architecture of this camp is very unpleasant. And the second idea is the expansion was desperately needed. We have two ideas, right? Forest fires are one way nature creates new habitats. Forest fires destroy lives and property, but they do provide some benefits to the environment. A has one idea, B has two ideas. Although the modern language department offers first-rate instruction in several European languages, many professors and students see the need to offer Arabic, Chinese, and Hindi as well. By the way, this is a very long sentence, right? It's a very long sentence. My professors and students believe there is a need for courses in Arabic, Chinese, and Hindi. A has two ideas, B has only one idea. Okay? Yeah. Can you hear my voice? Yes. Ah. Completing a thesis statement. This is another exercise. This is another exercise. Now we would like to complete the thesis statement. Look at the first one here. A successful camping trip requires familiarity with the terrain, a good tent, sleeping bag, and what else? Some good company, yeah. The good company is very important. Without a good company, it's very difficult, or it's impossible, for example, to have to go for a walk, or to go for camping, or to have a successful camping. Yes, safety measures, some good company. Yes, a good salesperson needs to like people, not to be aggressive. and be respectful. Have, يعني he has some charisma, yes. What else? Should be persuasive, yeah. He should be a gentleman, يعني stylish, right? Could be stylish. I don't know, could be. Yeah. Rather than blame myself for failing the course, I blamed the instructor, my advisor, and even my family. It could be, yeah. And even could be the university, right? Or the course designer, or, yes. Anyone who buys, yeah, my friends, yeah, could be. Especially if they keep, messaging you at the night of the exam, sending you some silly jokes and so on. Yeah, they will, there will be a kind of distraction for you. Anyone who buys an old house, the study material could be, yes. Anyone who buys an old house planning to fix it up should be prepared to put in a lot of time, hard work, and dedication, yes, and some money. Yes, that's right. This is the most important thing, wallahi. Because if you don't have money, you can't do any kind of preparation or maintenance for your house. Our old car guzzles gas, makes funny noises, and leaks oil. Yeah. And the engine stops suddenly, right? Yeah. Now, another exercise, write a thesis statement for each group of supporting statements. Why I'm focusing on these exercises? Because these exercises are very, very important, especially in the midterm exam. Please go back to these exercises, work on them carefully, because in the midterm exam, inshallah, you will have some questions like these. Here you have the supporting details. Your job is to write the thesis statement. We have some exercises. We have the thesis statement, and we should give supporting details. Now you have the supporting details. You should give me the thesis statement. My first car was a Repilius locking, one that matched the way I felt and acted as a teenager. My next car reflected my more mature and practical adult self. My latest car seems to tell me that I'm aging. It shows my growing concern with comfort and safety. Here we are talking about the cars. My choice in cars changed with my stage of life. My choices for cars changed with each stage of my life. Yeah, acceptable. Forget the one I provided here. I provided a sentence here. Forget it. I need new one. My age seems to affect my choice of cars. Yeah, good. Acceptable, Yasin. Here I wrote, my cards matched my development as I grow older. But this is not a definite sentence, and you can write other sentences and they will be acceptable, like Asil's sentence and Mariana's. Mariana, am I right? Marina?
No, doctor, it's Mirna.
Mirna, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. So this is why, please, if I pronounce your names incorrectly, please يعني correct me. Right? Mirna. Thank you, Mirna. I have had 3 cards throughout my lifetime that reflect me. My first car, my second car, my last car. والله يا هبة يعني this one should be rewritten. I have had 3 cards through my lifetime. Not reflect me, reflect my age. خلينا نقول. Stop without my first, my second, my third card. Okay, يا هبة. I have had 3 cards through my lifetime that reflected my age development. That reflected my age development. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. Look at the second exercise here. All the course credits that are accumulated can be transferred to a 4-year school. Going to a 2-year college can save a great deal of money in tuition and other fees. If the college is nearby, there are also significant savings in everyday living expenses. Here, they must be separated. I have to have a space here. All right. So I suggest one. You can save money in college by making sure your credits can be transferred, going to a 2-year first, and living close to your school. This is a suggested thesis statement. What else? Do you have any suggestion? All right, think of some suggestions. Think. But let's move to another important issue, which is the importance of specific details. One can save money in college by taking wise decisions. Excellent, Yashrat. Excellent, Yashrat. Yeah, excellent. Good one. This is an indirect thesis statement. Excellent. Yeah. Now, what are the importance of? There are many significant ways to save money at university. Yeah, good. Accept, yeah. Could be acceptable, yes, Sarah. At university. Yeah. Thank you. Now, the importance of specific details. We have vague support and we have a specific support. And we have to make sure that your specific details must be specific rather than vague. Why you provide details? In order to make your ideas more specific. Right? So this is the aim of providing details is to simplify, to explain, to facilitate the ideas, to make them readable, comprehensible for your readers. So this is why we call them specific details. So they must be specific rather than vague. If they are vague, that means you did nothing. You did nothing. Why? Because يعني in Arabic we have a saying كمن يفسر الماء بالماء, the one يعني who explain one who explains something by repeating what has been said before. So when you provide an explanation, it must be simple, it must be an example, it must illustrate or paraphrase what has been said before, rather than repeating the same idea. Because I know you present the idea and you are going to repeat what you have presented. So yeah, this will be problematic for the readers, because they will struggle in understanding what you are talking about. And your job is to provide specific details. And again, guys, in writing, you must keep in mind that your readers do not understand anything. You have to keep in mind that, well, I have to simplify, I have to exemplify, I have to add question, I have to add specific details for them in order to help them to understand they say. Otherwise, if you keep in mind that, wallahi, they can have inference about that. No, they can't have inference. They can't have inference. They need direct information. Direct information. If we look at the vague support here, look at this example. Many people in the theater show themselves to be inconsiderate. They make noises and create disturbance. Many people, look, many people. Who are the people? It's a very, very vague, too broad. Many people, who are they? Men, women, young men, young women, kids. We don't know. Old people, for example. What do you mean? What do you mean by many people? So this is why, yeah. Mention names like what, ya Sarah? No, look, in writing, Sarah, I'd like to advise you. Imagine you are writing an essay, especially an argumentative essay, and you are criticizing the behavior, some behaviors of some people in the society. You must be careful. Don't mention names. Don't make it direct. You can say some people, several people, some people, several. I can't say, wallahi, if I'd like to talk about celebrities, nowadays they are preachers, mashallah, in the social media. They are talking about religious issues, they are solving family problems, they are solving also political problems, economical problems. They don't believe that, and wallahi, we have specialists in every field of knowledge in life. Yeah, some celebrities, they behave like this. And you and me, we know some of those people. Okay, we know the name. We know the names of those people. But I can't say that, well, X can be a bad role model because blah, blah, blah. I can't say that. I have to say some. Several celebrities, some celebrities. And in Arabic we have a saying المعنى أو المقصود في قلب الشاعر، مش هيك؟ أو المقصود في بطن الشاعر أو في قلب الشاعر. I'm saying something, but I refer to some specific people. But again, you have to make sure that try to avoid direct reference to any group of people. You talk about them, several, some. They make noises and create disturbances at their seats. Included are people in every age group. Look, people in every age group, so all the people, from the young to the old. Oh my God. Some act as if they were at home in their own living room watching TV. This is vague. This is too general. This is a kind of generalization, and this is unacceptable. That means everyone in the movie behave in an unacceptable way, and this is unacceptable. Also, this is illogical. You can't have a generalization about all the people from all ages. How to make it specific? Little kids race up and down the aisles, usually in giggling packs. Look, little kids. I'm talking about little kids, specific. Teenagers trying to impress their friends by talking back to the screen, whistling and making what they consider to be hilarious noises. Adults act as if they were at home in their own living room and comment loudly on the ages of the stars, or why movies aren't as good anymore. If we look at the first specific detail and at the second one here, we can see the first one on the left is so broad, so vague, and the second one is specific. And number two, and people are often messy, so you are constantly aware of all the food they are eating. Now, all the people here, again, it needs to be more specific. And people of all ages, crinkle candy wrappers. Here again, food. What kind of food? Here, candy wrappers, stick gum on their seats, and drop popcorn tops or cups of crushed ice and soda on the floor. Again, this is more specific. Look at number three. People are also always moving around near you, creating a disturbance and interrupting your enjoyment of the movie. They also cough and burp, squirm endlessly in their seats, file out for repeated trips to the restrooms or concession stand, and elbow you out of the armrest on either side of your seat. Here again, these details are more specific than the one here, interrupting your enjoyment. What do you mean by enjoyment here? Here, creating a disturbance and interrupting. What kind of disturbance and interrupting here? You have to make sure. So this is what I mean by avoiding vague details, because for me as a reader, I don't know, wallahi, what do you mean by creating a disturbance? What kind of disturbance do you mean? Right? You should tell me. What kind of interrupting you mean? I don't know as a reader. So you should simplify things for me. Now look at this example here. This is a paragraph. Specific details here. This is the thesis statement or the topic sentence here. The tree house my father and I built was a masterpiece. It had 3 floors, each of which was about 75 square feet. There are 2 windows made of glass on each floor, allowing sunlight to flood in and making the place pleasant and cheerful. The walls were made of sweet-smelling cedar planks Dad and I salvaged from a landfill. On the bottom floor was a small cast iron stove, which gave off enough heat to keep us toasty on the coldest winter day. The second floor had an old rocking chair on which I read my favorite comics every summer afternoon. On the top floor, Dad had set up a telescope from which we observed the glories of the night sky. If we look at this paragraph here, we can see that all the details that have been included here are specific details, and they are all support the topic sentence here إنه والله how the tree house is a masterpiece. And these are specific details. So this is an example of specific details. On the other hand, look at the other example, which is the opposite. It tells us, or it gives us vague details. Our first camping trip in Keystone State Forest was disappointing. So this is the topic sentence. Many of the animals we had to see on our walk just weren't there. Many of the animals. What do you mean by the animals here? What are the animals? Lions, monkeys, elephants, snakes? We don't know. You have to specify, right? Some smaller animals. What kind of smaller animals? What do you mean? Birds, spiders, scorpions, for example. We don't know. Rabbits, rats, mice. We don't know, right? But we had seen them before in our backyard. The forest was rather quiet. How? How it was rather quiet? It wasn't what we had expected. So what do you expected? Yani we expect it to be full of life. We expect to see so many animals like tigers, lions, monkeys, snakes, etc. Then there were the bugs. We had planned for the trip well, spending a lot of money on provisions and special equipment. What kind of special equipment and provisions? Explain. Then there were the bugs. Again, explain. But much of it was a waste because we left much earlier than we had intended. Again, how it was a waste. You should explain. And why do you left earlier? We came home frustrated. Why? And sold on the whole idea of camping. Again, if we look at these ideas here, we can see these ideas are vague. And they do not provide us, or the author doesn't provide us with specific details. And in order to follow up what's going on, if we compare this paragraph with the first paragraph here, wallah, you feel enjoyable when you read this paragraph, right? You feel enjoyable when you read this one. Why? Because you have specific details. No, sorry. How our treehouse was a masterpiece. We have specific reasons why it is a masterpiece. But here, and why wallahi our camping was disappointing, again here, sorry, we do not have specific details, so it's so vague. It's so vague. You know, please read these two paragraphs at home and think of them. And think of what is the difference between specific details and vague details. I'd like you to work hard, especially on this topic, because in the future, inshallah, by the time you start NHA, you should make sure that, you know, when you have a topic sentence and you would like to write about this topic sentence, you have to make sure that, you know, the details that you have included are specific, number one, and are, you know, enjoyable, and, you know, they are coherent. They are coherent, right? When you read them, please, if you remember, we said that after you finished writing, you should read aloud. You should read aloud your work. Just a Sorry for the interruption, guys. What are the importance of adequate details? You must provide enough specific details to fully support a point in a body paragraph of an essay. You could not, for example, include a paragraph about a friend's unreliability and provide only one or two sentence example. No, Allah, if you say that my friend X is an unreliable person, and you just provide us with one or two details. No, this is يعني could be this could be يعني inefficient. You have to add as much details as possible in order to convince us. You would have to extend the example or add several other examples showing your friend as an unreliable person. Without such additional support, your paragraph would be underdeveloped, right? Here, I'd like you to do this as an assignment for next time. Providing specific evidence. Providing specific evidence. This is an assignment, right? My hometown is worth visiting. Working at the hospital has taught me many valuable skills. I'd like you to provide 3 supporting details for each sentence. Next time, بمشيئة I will upload it now. I will upload it on Blackboard in order to send it on Blackboard بمشيئة Okay? Do you have any question? Any comment? Yeah. I will upload it now. Yes, Sarah, inshallah. I will upload it now. Yeah, I will, yes. So please, you should practice. You should go back to the book because there are some extra exercises. Please go to the book, to your book, page 96. You will find so many exercises. Please try to work on these exercises because they are very, very useful for you. Right? And you should practice. Please, you should practice again. Go back to your thesis statement, rewrite your thesis statement again, and try to provide 3 supporting details. Your thesis statement. I told you to select a topic and to apply the 5 pre-writing techniques, and then I asked you to write the thesis plus the 3 supporting details. Now I'd like you to go back again to revise your supporting details. And next time, inshallah, we will negotiate your thesis statement with your supporting details together, b'mashiatillah. All right? Plus, you have to do this. Okay, guys? Thank you very much. That's all for today. If you have any question, any comment, if you don't, we can say goodbye and have a lovely day. Have a lovely weekend. See you next week, بمشيئة No, yeah, Yaqeen, we do not have. We have just this one, ya Yaqeen.